Hello everyone, this is Leilani Torres from the Synchronized Coach on Facebook and on Instagram, and I will be answering a question from Christina Hayes, which she's asking me about the choreography process, making a choreography, choosing the music, directions in the pool, designing swimsuits and so on, and specific guidelines. She wants like a kind of to organize yourself, so I'm gonna try to give you a bit of what I will have on hand to start creating a choreography. For example, my first step is to know the rules, specifically just like, for example, this, you know, this from the rule book is the times for the 12 and unders, for solo, duet, team and free combinations, the 13, 15, etc. Or if it's like the technical teams, I will also have those on hand, and I actually have them on my iPad and my iPhone so that I can have them handy in case I have any questions. That's like a thing to have with you. I will also have in my mind kind of like what I want for this next choreography. For example, if I just finish a routine, I finish a choreography, just like I went to a good competition, like my best competition, and I saw different countries or different clubs, and I want to maybe beat them. I will have on my head like what type of things they did that surprised me, what type of things I did that were really good, that surprised other coaches or other judges. And I will have those things in my head so that I can have a base to know where to take from to create new ideas. Other than this, I would, so the first thing is to know the rules. The second thing will be to have in my head like what specific features I would like to highlight on my routine, specifically for each category, based on past experience, which is I think is really important. Our past experience, or just like my own competition, like other countries or other clubs. Third thing I will look for is a really good idea, as in like a really good theme, or just a theme that I can feel comfortable developing, something that inspires me. You know how the Game of Thrones is really famous right now, or like robots, or if it's for like 12 and unders, like princess routines, or just you can pick from anywhere right now. There's so many things that it could inspire you. Maybe just ballet, classical music, or maybe just a cartoon. Like having a good piece of music will help you develop faster choreography, and if it inspires you, it will inspire your athletes. So I would have them help you with that one. Also, music editing could be another point to have on your side. I use a program called Audacity. Maybe if you want to ask me later, I can put it up somewhere. That's a program that I use always for editing music, and it works really well. It's just really easy to kind of take from here and there and cut and paste and whatever not. But I will always have, it will be always nice to have a person that could revise, like a professional that could go over the music and see if they can make it a little bit better. That will be great. If not, then you need a program that you feel comfortable using, and that's like my suggestion for you. Then after you have the features in your head of what you want to work on, after you have chosen an idea, after you have those things in your head, try to kind of put them together at the pool. If you have time, to make your choreography at the pool, that will be the best thing to do, because you could experiment much more with your athletes, and they can learn so much more from themselves to really make up new ideas, much more than if you bring the routine from home. If you make the routine at home, yes, of course, you can go much faster, and a lot of clubs don't have the time or the space to work this out. But if you do, I would suggest that you take the time and experiment with the girls, tell them to make you an idea of what you're looking for, and if it's like a robot, tell them to make a lift that looks like a robot, make them kind of do the arms or like whatever, like just think about ways how to engage the athlete also in the process, because these are things that could really help your athlete commit to the not only the development but the process of working towards the interpretation, and then they start feeling like they own the routine, and then they start feeling like a responsibility connected to the routine. And this is very important at the end of the road, for example, when they're really tired, but then they feel like they need to push through, especially at the end of the routine when things kind of like bundle up, like the lactic acid, and like having to express themselves and having to make it look easy. So make sure that you involve your athletes as much as possible. Then just for the choreography process, make sure that when you start choreographing, just have like a nice intro that is like strong, and it's like always is that first impression. So make sure that it has a good first impression for the judges. Solid technique throughout the routine. Very obviously synchronization is key, so make sure the counts and the precisions are there. If it's too fast, for example, for them to hit the counts, but because right now the trend is to do a very fast routine, I would say not to fall on that trend unless they can handle the synchronization. For example, you can work towards it, which is a good goal for young athletes to complete, but if you see that it's too fast, then just kind of work it out for a little bit, for a few months, and then if you see it's not working, then just go ahead and chop it off and try to make it clean as possible. So you have an intro, the middle, and then obviously like a very difficult, impressive, and like showy end. That's how I will kind of have it in my head to develop a routine. So about movement through the water, you asked me about movement through the water. There was one judge that told me that because they are now set in the middle, you're not supposed to stay in that range. They still want to see you cover the pool as much as possible. So I would suggest that you try to have that in mind. And then I will now give a little shout out to this wonderful woman, Vanessa Keenan, and her book for patterns. I have been using actually this book. I think it's really handy. I think it's very easy to see and use, and it just takes a bit of pressure of thinking about a thing that is like that is expected, like of course we all know like the hot dog pattern, or like the Christmas tree, or the 3-2-3 or the 2-4-2, but those are like the normal ones, like the line. But This one's offer you different perspective or just a way to connect one thing to the other. So it's just one thing less to worry about for us coaches. So I would suggest you get that book because it's really handy. Other than that, if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm sorry I made this a bit longer than what I wanted. I just wanted to talk a little bit and give you a few guidelines, but I hope that you enjoyed this mini video, and yes, I'm here for you. So remember, synchronize, breathe later. Bye.